What's wrong with not rubbing my arms? Not nice enough? Not good looking enough? Hey, I know our kid just died, but why are you doing this? Next, I'm going to suck on your eyeballs, maybe boil them, and have them for lunch. So, we made a fire and sat around it telling stories, cooking s'mores, and drinking vodka. Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm 𝘎𝘁𝘓𝘠𝘓𝘓. Okay, that's enough. I can't see. Okay. Mary Stuffy, you might be wondering, Jessica, why are you sitting in the dark in a cat nightgown? So, we're gonna be doing like a little sleepover activity, or we're like at a camp, around a campfire. Having fun. I've never been to a sleepover. So this is the subreddit r/scarystories. Scary Stories is a subreddit for original written short horror fiction. And so I wanted to check these out. So everybody settle in, cozy up. Let's just dive right in. My mom told me to hide in the closet at 9 p.m. every single day until I found out why. When I was younger, my mom used to tell me to hide in the closet every single day at 9 p.m. for no reason, but I would have to stay in there for at least 5 to 6 hours before my mom told me that it was okay to come out, darling. Those 6 hours, my mom would say, Jamie, can you come out? It's okay, you can come out now. But when I came out, he got really mad at me and would tell me, no, Jamie, you have to stay in the closet, then I would get punished. What? One day my dad came home from the store, and I rarely ever see him, so I barely know him. One day my parents were talking in the living room when I was supposed to be asleep, and my dad seemed very happy. She was dancing around and smiling with a very creepy grin. Meanwhile, my mom, her face horrified like she'd just seen a ghost or something. One day, we were coming back home from the store and my dad seemed awfully happy. Then again, my mom was the opposite. She was terrified for no reason. She was silent the whole ride home. Meanwhile, my dad was humming. Hey! Finally, it's 9 p.m. and my mom, again terrified, tells me to hide in the closet, and even if she says, Jamie, come out, do not come out of the closet, do you hear me? Me now terrified, I go to hide in my closet, and at 9 p.m. sharp, I hear my dad and my mom say, Jamie, come out. We're not playing anymore. Can you trying to keep my breath under control and trying still as much as possible? My parents' voices got louder and louder to the point where they're screaming. Jamie, get out here right now. We're not playing anymore. At least 1 hour goes past and my parents still haven't found me. Suddenly, I hear my dad say, I'm going to find you, and when I do, I'm going to tear your skin into little pieces, then fry them, and then eat them. Next, I'm going to suck on your eyeballs, maybe boil them, and have them for lunch. Horrified, I started to tear up in fear. It had been 5 hours by now. I knew what was going to happen. I went out of the closet. When my mom yelled for me to come out, she heard me move, and she stopped at the closet, and then said, Jamie's that you? I didn't reply. Then after a minute of silence, I heard a screech saying, Jamie! Then I looked at my watch, then realized that it had been 6 hours. In terror, I rushed out of the closet, running to my mom as fast as I could. What? This is probably written by someone pretty young. I think this might be like the story where, like, you hear your parents' voice calling you, but it's not actually your parent. That's my theory. I'm so lost. My family brush our teeth by sharing one toothbrush. My wife randomly came up to me and said that she wanted all of us to brush our teeth using only one toothbrush. I had no idea why she wanted this, and I tried explaining to her how unhygienic brushing our teeth by sharing toothbrushes. She wasn't having it, and she even wanted both our kids to brush with the same toothbrush. So our whole family were brushing our teeth by sharing one toothbrush, and yes, it was disgusting. The mouth being the most germful place and all. I did try to just say no, but my wife showed a rage I had never seen within her before. Something was wrong, and even the kids could sense it, but in general, we all started brushing our teeth by sharing a toothbrush. It was so disgusting, and my wife was so determined to go through with it for some odd reason. Me and my 2 kids absolutely hated brushing our teeth by sharing a toothbrush. I couldn't imagine the amount of germs that were being spread. I begged my wife to stop this nonsense, but again, she showed a rage which actually terrified me. I bet that lonely toothbrush felt lonely and disgusted with us as well. Then our eldest child started getting tooth pain, and it was definitely an infection. It was a really bad one, but my wife still insisted that we all brush our teeth by sharing a single toothbrush. Our eldest child tooth pain started growing worse, and it started to spread to other parts of her bodies. It started to swell, and out of annoyance, my wife just took the infected teeth out. It was so painful, but yet we still had to brush our teeth by using the same brush. Then our second child started to have teeth problems, and he wasn't experiencing teeth pain, but rather he started getting gum problems. I begged my wife to stop this nonsense, and then me and her started to have gum problems. Our eldest didn't have any teeth left at this point, and to know we were brushing our teeth with the same toothbrush, it was sickening. Then all of our teeth started falling out and our oral health started to deteriorate. Our eldest wasn't waking up anymore, and I can only think that her unhealthy oral health has affected her body. She has no teeth to bite and her gums hurt, and so she couldn't eat, and by not eating, she died. Then when it was just me, my wife, and our second child, I asked my wife what all this was about. Hey, I know our kid just died, but why are you doing this? That single toothbrush was essentially cheating on with all of us, and see how this has destroyed our health and livelihoods? Then I knew that she knew that I had been cheating. You know what? I don't hate it. I kind of feel like maybe the child neglect is maybe just a little bit of a problem, I'm not gonna lie. You kind of just let your kid die. Netflix and kill. There were a group of 3 friends, a boy named Mike, Joshua, and Cameron. They saw a myth on social media that said if they watch the movie on Netflix called Netflix and Kill, they will soon die in 7 days. The curious boys decided to watch it. They saw a girl in a white dress on TV with black long hair in front of her face, climbing out of a well and began teleporting around the screen. Soon it just ended with a black screen that suddenly got a call from an unknown number. When they pressed answer, a ghostly voice repeated the words 7 days, murder, and some heavy breathing. They thought it was some prank call, but they waited 7 days. On the 7th day, Cameron remembered Netflix and Kill met up and waited in front of the TV until 12 a.m. Soon Netflix and Kill came on again, but this time she didn't teleport across the screen. She came closer to the screen and soon saw the boy. This is like the longest run-on sentence. And soon the boy saw her hand come out of the TV. Horrified, they ran, but they paused the TV and she paused. Then they decided to rewind her and pause, but soon it unpaused with no one touching and no one in that house was seen again. This is the Ring. They're describing the Ring. The Spanking Man. To give some context, me and my buddies were camping in the woods. We were 16, 17 at the time, but we had a friend whose dad was able to get some alcohol for us. So we made a fire and sat around it telling stories, cooking s'mores, and drinking vodka. It began to get really dark, and we decided it was time to get some rest. There were 2 tents and the 4 of us. I was sleeping with Sam, and my other buddies, Cole and Steve, were sleeping together. Sam fell asleep quicker than me, so I was just up laying on my back until I started to hear some faint whispering. My adrenaline started to kick in, and I nudged Sam to awake him, and he said, "What? What?" loudly. As he did this, I shushed him quietly. Shh. Freak. Me and Sam then heard some clapping noises and low grunts coming from the nearby tent. Cole and Steve inside. Me and Sam got out of the tent and ran as fast as we could to their tent, only to find a deranged-looking man with a scraggly beard had hog-tied both Cole and Steve and was spanking them. We stood there shocked and ran away. They both were never seen again after that, and I don't really know if it's my fault. Did I do the wrong thing? What is this? Am I the a-hole? That's interesting. My daughter is insane. One day, I was going to get my daughter from school, and I got her, but she started crying as soon as she entered the car. I don't know why, but she started saying things like, "I miss my friend, I can't live without him." But I had no clue who her friend was, and I assumed it was someone from her school. When we got home, she stopped crying as soon as she walked in her room. I heard her talking in there, and I walked in her room one time. She was talking to a ghost. "Meet my friend, Mom," she was saying, and I had no choice but to say, "That is a ghost." Hey, okay, that's a really good story. Something is in my house. My name is John Gaylord. Yep, that's my name. I'm aware that something is in my house. I came back to my old house after 25 years. The only reason why I came back is to play some Nintendo 64 games. I was just playing Super Mario 64 until I saw inside my hallway. I thought it was just my video game, but I realized my game was muted. I checked the hallway thinking I'm going to find until I saw it. It was not human. Its entire skin was black. It was bubbling like some water. My entire room turned into darkness. Black hands tried to chase me, but I barely made it alive. Look behind me. My house was gone. None of this makes sense. These are probably like 11-year-olds writing this. Some people are writing true scaries. Am I being a show? I looked into the abyss, but the abyss never looked back because it's autistic. Oh. I didn't know I did that to my hair. I looked into the abyss for murdering a house burglar for not robbing my house. So as I looked into the abyss, due to the extreme luck at that abyss that I was ordered to look into, it was autistic and the abyss didn't look back at me. So I survived and I was let go. I had to walk past through all the angry burglar's family who I had killed for not robbing my home. I tortured the house burglar and kept asking him why he didn't feel the need to rob my house. I was offended at the burglar not wanting to rob my house, but he robbed my neighbor's house. Is my house not nice? Is my house of lesser quality? What is wrong with my house? I put so much work into my house, yet everyone always notices my neighbor's house. They compliment their house, and then they walk past mine, and they don't say much. I feel like my house is better and worth robbing. My neighbor's house always gets house robbers, but yet none try to rob mine. My neighbors always show off by saying, "Look at how many times robbers tried to rob my house. This is proof that I have the best house in the area." I felt my blood boil. And I have been refurbishing my house, and I am in debt for trying to refurbish my house multiple times over, yet nobody ever notices, and no house burglar ever wants to rob it. I'm constantly looking outside, and sometimes I become excited when I think a burglar will rob it, but then they will go over to my neighbor's house to rob. It's a horrible feeling to witness that. My next door neighbor always becomes full of himself when someone tries to rob him. The house burglar that I had killed for not robbing my house, he tried to rob some old lady's home on my street. She was an old lady who didn't give about her home. I became enraged and I dragged him to my home and I shouted at him, "What's wrong with not robbing my house? Is it not nice enough? Is it not good looking enough? I put so much effort into it." The house burglar mumbles, I don't know, man." And I hit him once, and I hit him again to make sure he never breathes again. I call the police to arrest me, and they give me an abyss to look into that is autistic, so it never looked back at me. Did a sim write this? Like, what did I just read, dude? Yeah, I don't think I can take any more brain rot for tonight. Everybody starts out somewhere when it comes to writing. Let's give these people a round of applause for putting their work out there for people to read and judge. It's a scary thing. So yeah, there will be a link down below if you want to go check out that subreddit yourself, but otherwise, I think we're done here. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you all here next time.